Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started. Hey, my speakers, how's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone enjoyed their Easter, and hopefully, you're now sitting back, chilling, relaxing, and preparing for this upcoming week. Now, of course, before we get into everything, as you can see on the thumbnail, we'll be speaking about Mr. Holt here on this evening. Now, before we dive into it, please go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and become a part of the family. We welcome everyone over here. No judgment zone at all. Everyone is free to speak their mind as long as we are respectful. And go ahead and turn those notification bells because, of course, as you can see, you never know when another video is going to be uploaded. So going ahead and getting into everything, I was kind of sit back chilling, saying I wasn't going to be doing any recording here on today because I just wanted to chill after I got off work. But of course, as I'm scrolling, I came across a couple of tweets. Now, they had fans that actually had been tweeting out in reference to the show last night, and Melanie actually responded to some of those tweets, and I found them to be very, very interesting. So on the first tweet, we have Levermere Huntsville reunion was very emotional. One thing about it, her tears were not about wanting him back, I'll bet you. And so pretty much they're kind of reflecting back on when they show like a recap from last year's reunion. And Mel responded, not at all. What's funny is my favorite aunt just asked me last night, why was I crying? When I told her what happened off camera between the set that should have cost him his job, I couldn't believe he risked his livelihood. She said, oh, I got it. Now, we all know because, of course, we all kind of heard that some things had taken place, behind the scenes on the reunion. And a lot of us kind of pretty much speculated that that's probably what caused, Carlos to be so emotional during filming is because of what all had actually transpired, you know, behind the scenes. Now, of course, she didn't go into detail, but this says a lot. A lot of the speculations we were actually having, pretty much we see now that something did happen behind the scene. Now, who the blow up was, about or who was involved, I mean, still we don't know. But it was some type of blow up that actually took place, and it had to been something that was very, very serious because basically what she's saying is she's surprised that he even has his job, as well as he was willing to risk his whole livelihood. So I'm assuming, and I'm going to take it from there, that allegedly this is something that he maybe could have faced some type of charge behind. I'm not sure, but we all have witnessed Martell during one of his outrages and outbursts where he can tend to get very, very angry and obnoxious and kind of in your face type of person. So again, I don't know who all was involved in the situation, but we definitely know that something took place. And it kind of brings me back to the therapy of it all of, was this something that you had to do in order to continue on the show? Was this something that finally, production said, okay, if we're going to continue to have him a part of this cast, you're going to have to get some type of therapy and show and prove that you are at least making effort to change? Was this even something that was court ordered with the custody hearing? I mean, my whole point either way is it genuine? Are you truly gaining something from the therapy sessions that you're having? Because if you're being made to do it to be on the show, or if you're made to do it to, pretty much, align with the custody hearing, or if you're doing it just for the sake of thinking that this is going to win Melody back or any of that, then that means you're doing them for the wrong reason. And if you're doing it for the wrong reason, that means that you are not going in with a clear head and a clear heart to gain the knowledge or the help that you need. And you can lie on camera, you can even try to lie to yourself, but eventually everything in the dark comes to light eventually. So trust and believe, if this isn't something that you're genuinely wanting, and it's, if it's something that it actually is not helping you in no way, form, or fashion, sooner or later we will see. And as I stated in one of my past videos, is normally whenever Martell come out on one of these little campaigns where he's trying to be a better person and highlighting this and highlight that, it's soon after he tend to run into a situation that again remind you exactly who he is. And it's starting to kind of aggravate me because we saw you on an interview last week where you sat up here and you were, putting on like you and Melanie was in this really good space, and she had called you and y'all had a kiki in reference to some allegations. You sat up here and said that, you wanted her to pray, which we all know that you've asked her to pray because you said that a zillion times on this past episode. But then we hear where Melody is like laughing when it's mentioned to her about it, because she like, okay, whatever, as to say we still pretty much where we have always been on this roller coaster. 1 minute is good, next minute is bad. So with that, it's no consistency. So we're not in a good space, because if we can't sit up here and be cordial as parents, then really, what are we doing? So it's no need for you to go out here and have the people feeling like me and you on the same page and we good, when you know that we still pretty much in the same spot we were last year. And it's really, really sad. And I don't know why he's doing all of this now. I don't know if he's doing, well, for one, I know that deep down inside, he is regretting everything that he has done and he has put her through, and he's trying his best to win her back. But it is a true statement. I think, like Jaheim said, when a woman, did Jaheim say it right, or Kelly, somebody said it, when a woman is fed up, it's nothing you really can do about it. Now, we are very emotional, and we pretty much will put up and take and take and take. But then once we get it in our mind, that is it, that is enough. It's really nothing you can do to change it. And as Mel has stated, God been told her to go. So you started saying pray about your situation, and she cleared that up. People, he have people thinking, well, I guess he probably would have one set of people, because if asked, he'll probably, depending on who's asking him, what do you want her to pray about, he'll probably say, oh, that we could better co-parent and be better people. But then when you're, asked by someone else or by Melanie, it's to pray that they come back together as one, and she's not for it. And like she say, why would she waste God's time praying for something that he been told her to run away from? And at this point, 2 years divorced, 3 years separated, it's time for you to come to terms that this is no longer. And it's time for you to get yourself together and move forward and really, really get the help, so both of you can co-parent in a healthy way. I just don't understand how he feel that he can do and say everything he's done and said, and she's supposed to just drop everything that God has blessed her with since then and say, okay, you're welcome back in my life. As she, may mention last night, sometimes you stunt your growth when you're hanging on to baggage that has to sometimes be dropped off. Sometimes people and things can hold you back from what God really has for you. And the minute that you cut that cord and cut them off, then you can start seeing things come in your direction. You'll see doors open that you didn't even know existed. So why would you go back to the very thing that you prayed your way out of? That would be crazy. But again, when you're dealing with a narcissistic person that still half take the accountability for the things that he has done, he don't look at it to be, oh, what I did was that bad. He's not looking at all of the years that she had to be publicly humiliated. He's not looking at the fact that she had to rebuild and start from ground zero because the man that she gave her life to pretty much let her down. Like, just threw her to the wayside like she wasn't nothing. So now that she has moved on in life, it's time for you to keep that same energy you had when you didn't care what she thought and she wasn't enough. When you had her, she wasn't enough. So I'm trying to figure out as to why now it's so much begging and pleading and wanting to pray. These people kill me that you go ahead and you put prayer in the sentence or God in the sentence, and that's supposed to grab everyone's attention, and you're supposed to automatically get that sympathy. God always says to have wisdom with everything that you do. So don't bring God up in this mess that you created. No, if anything, you ask God for understanding and strength to move forward for yourself, not for Melody, but for yourself, because healing starts with you. And I think that, to me, he has a lot of healing to do. And I'm not just talking about a situation with Melody. I mean, we witnessed last night his mom wanting to know, why would he need therapy? That ain't nothing wrong with him. How could you say that? How could you say that you don't feel anything is wrong with your son when he sat up here and pretty much threw away a whole marriage and his family behind someone that can't even get up off the couch to cook breakfast? But you think that that's okay? You think that nothing is wrong? You don't think that that was selfish? I mean, but again, as I had stated, we sitting up here, we looking at Marlene, and we sitting up here giving our opinions on Marlene and how, you know, she may have raised him and she upholding him, but we have to call a thing a thing. It is a lot of mothers, and I'm gonna speak to Black mothers because, for one, I'm a Black mother, don't have any boys, but it is a lot of us that sit up here and uphold our children with whether it's right or wrong. And a lot of times when you have those type of situations, it's because the parent has deep rooted issues themselves and might need to hold your hand and go to therapy right along with you. Because a lot of times the problem starts at home. If this is something that he witnessed his mom go through, or this something that he has witnessed his dad to have, type of, activity that his dad may have done, he's learned behavior. And at this point, somewhere down the line, someone has to change and cancel that curse, because you have two sons. You have two sons, and you see what your actions have caused you to lose. You would think that you would want to get yourself together so that you could be a great example for your sons that you are raising. So you'll be, sure enough to be able to tell them, okay, son, I did this, and you don't need to do that because it left me in a dark spot. You have daughters. How would you feel if a man was to come around and treat your daughters the way you treated Melody? I mean, it's sometimes that we have to have uncomfortable conversations even with ourselves. I mean, it's just like I said, let's call a thing a thing. Now, kind of moving on, they had, a lot of different fans, tweeting back. One fan actually stated, this is why we need to be careful with our comments. We don't see everything um We're starting to see past his arrogance. This is something else is wrong. His mother sure does not help. Definitely, she does not help. She doesn't help at all. To me, I think she might be the root of the problem because he is living in a world that he could do whatever he want to do and he's always right. Also, the next comment says people be hating the bloggers, but they be dead on 90% of the time. They be getting that tea, baby. And that's the truth. Because really and truly, a lot of us sit back and we kind of do our little research and we go through things and we watch the show and we watch them on social media. And it a lot of times doesn't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together. Two plus two gonna always equal four. So a lot of times it's right there in our face. But then again, you have pick me's because then we have this lady here that goes on to tell Mel, I wish you would just stop. Martell did what he did and has paid greatly. He lost his family. Enough is enough. Stop and go on with your life, please. Now, first of all, Rhonda, what indication has Mel given anyone that she has not moved on with her life? Because let me tell you something about hurt, bitterness, as Miss Marlene called it, and all of that. When you walk around here with a dark soul, as Martell and Letitia, said that Mel has, let me tell you something about that. Can you please tell me, first off, why would you want someone to pray for you that has a dark soul and a dark heart? Number one. Number two, how do you think that this lady would have this much favor over her life to where she is able to come up out the mud, start several businesses, be a parent, still be an executive producer on a number one show on a major network, go on tour, start her singing career? When you're full of bitterness and hate, you don't have time to focus because it takes you and it gets you a little bit off balance. So you really can't focus on what's really important because you got so much hatred. Because normally a person that's living with hatred and hurt and bitterness, they tend to always thinking and plotting a ways for revenge and getting someone back. They don't have time to start businesses. They don't have time to focus on anything positive because they still have so much negative within them. Situations like that, you can't lie about because it reeks. So again, what has she done to show or indicate that she haven't let go? Maybe you should go on over there and go send Martell a tweet and tell him to let go. Because seems as though to me, from what we're seeing, he's the one that's wanting to have prayer sessions and Bible studies that they could get back together or that they could be better people. Because honestly, I feel as though if he really just wanted her to pray about them so they could be better co-parents, you don't really need her to pray for you to do that. You pray for yourself and stop trying to cause conflict and confusion when things don't go your way. And that's for starters. So it really shouldn't have to be a prayer that need to be had unless you're praying for yourself to be a better person. So when you and her come together and talk and communicate, and of course, how parents tend to have to do during co-parenting, that it won't be so much friction and tension because now you're bringing up uncomfortable conversations about things that should not even concern you at this point. So, Miss Rhonda, maybe you directed that question and directed this tweet at the wrong person. And then we have another fan that says, we will never know exactly what happened. And again, you're right. We only know what they allow us to see. Because in another comment, someone stated that, I want to say it was this comment here or one of these comments. Oh, nah, Carlos King, why y'all didn't show what he did. So is this why Carlos was emotional as well? Now, I can't speak to that because maybe what he did would not be a good look for the show. Also, it could be where he knew that if it was publicized, that people would pretty much do what they do, black out the show and wouldn't watch until he's gone. I'm not sure. Maybe it would have incriminated him. I don't know, because we don't know the extent of exactly what happened. Excuse me, y'all. But what I can say, based off of the interview he had with Melody, as well as some random posts that excuse me, due to some random posts that Carlos has made, I think he fed up with Martell. And he kind of made it his business to say, let me give y'all some exclusive tea. Melody Cherie ain't going nowhere. So saying that to say, yeah, Martell could pretty much pack up his belongings and go on ahead. If it comes to the point, if it's Mel or Martell, you already know who got to go. And I'm going to put a ledge on that because he didn't say, though, those weren't his exact words, but again, you can read between the lines of what he was saying. So, at the same time, and I understand where we as fans, I feel that we are owed to see some things, but at the same time, at the end of the day, this is a money thing. But the money and the numbers should never overshadow the safety of anyone on that cast, not just Mel. It goes for Letitia, Tiffany, or whomever else. It should never overshadow that to where someone's life is in danger because of someone else's behavior. It's not right and it's not fair that anyone would have to work under those conditions because you don't know how to control your anger. So yeah, but yeah, it just kind of made me mad. What the previous post was, what Miss Rhonda was like, let it go, ma'am. Do you see what we see? But of course, he's gonna always have those pick me's because, they say he look good, he wear the tight suits and all this, or because he claiming he in therapy and he's doing this and he's doing that, but yet and still, y'all, it's some people that fall for that. And again, I'm gonna say it over and over. Oh, I'm not biased to anyone on these shows. I just call things for what I see. And when I see something going in a right direction, I call it for that. If Mel was to do or to say something, I'll be like, okay, Mel, yeah, you pushing it. I'm gonna say that too. But as for right now, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm witnessing. Now then, kind of switching kind of gears, because I think we didn't spend enough time on Smile Head, Bald Head, because my question to him again is the therapy working? Were you made to do it? Or is this something you decided and made up in your mind that you genuinely need help? Because if this is something that you're being made to do and you're not getting anything out of it, to me, I say game over. Play with yourself. Don't play with us, because we tired of you playing in our face and coming and getting on camera for sympathy like you were the one that was wronged. Game over. We tired of playing the game with you. So either we gonna see something new and a change in you, or keep all of that rah-rah to yourself, because we don't want to hear. Now, moving on, I ain't gonna spend too much time on this, but honey, we all seen, or if you hadn't had a chance to see, where Stormy went live last night after the show. And I was, gonna play it, but honestly, y'all, I can't play it. I'm still new. I would like to be monetized, and she had too many F-bombs for me, honey. And I'm gonna just say what it is. She had too many F-bombs. I don't know. She got a YouTube channel that's supposed to be coming up. Now, I don't know how some people are able to continue with their monetization. Maybe she don't need the monetization. I don't know. But if she gonna be shooting out them F-bombs like she was on Facebook, I don't know how that's gonna work out for you, sister. But anyway, anywho, she got kind of, emotional when she started talking about the show, and who would have ever thought that a girl from a little country town with no stoplight would be on a number one show. She went on to say that although people had so much to say and they hate her because of who else hate her or don't like her, we know you taking shots at Mel. You're saying that Mel's fans are coming for you because we've seen how you have handled and act towards Mel. It is what it is. She said she's saying she don't care about what y'all got to say. She don't care about none of that. F this and F that, and that's what's up. And, she went on her train. Now, some people took that where she got emotional because she couldn't handle, what the fans were saying. The fans at that time wasn't saying anything. I think she got emotional because she said that she did her thing. She did her thing. She secured her spot on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and that's what she came emotional about. But overall, with the fans or whatever, she said she don't care nothing about that. She on the show. That's what it is. Y'all deal with it the way you deal with it. And that's what's up. And of course, she gave all the information on how to come and view her show on YouTube. That's going to be named That's What's Up. All I can say is, yeah, she ghetto. She ghetto. To say that you are alleged a millionaire, got a business, y'all. Just a little quick background of myself. I do sell candles. I'm a small business. Small, very, very small compared to Stormy. I mean, you could find my candles on Walmart.com, but you ain't gonna find my candles on the shelf. I ain't there yet. I'm good now, but yeah. Even I would not get on Facebook, Instagram, or even on this YouTube and F this and F that and that's what's up and this, that, and the other, because at the end of the day, you are a brand. You're a brand. Now, don't get it misconstrued because you're a black brand that you still have the right to be out here with this ghetto rah-rah mess. Now, that's not cool at all. If you are a business owner and you have a business, especially one as, especially one on the level that she's at, or any level really, you would want your customers to see and to view you as a professional person, no matter where you are. And to me, she's saying that the millimeters and everyone else could be, the cause of some of her sales declining. No, only you would be the cause of your sales declining. Because for one, you come on camera during filming and on social media, and it's like your attitude is stank. And then you come with all this ghetto, that's what's up, and F this and F this and F this and F this. Like, you don't handle yourself like a woman that has made it. And I'm going to just keep it 1,000. Like I say, even as a small business owner, you're not going to find me going back and forth with nobody on social media. I'm not going to be on live. Every other word is an F word. And honey, I can spit them out. Because if I'm ever drove to that point, I can get nasty. But at the same time, you have to think of who's going to see this, who is watching this. And it's not a good look. And then right after she's doing and saying all that, then she want to get her body glazed and get to rubbing her legs and promoting her business and this, that, and other. Now, you do what you want to do because, hey, you the millionaire, not me. But it's just not a good look, in my opinion. But anywho, do you done made it. So I guess that is what it is. But anyhow, y'all, that was all I really had. I just wanted to come and let y'all know what I had saw on Twitter and to let y'all know that, yes, something did happen behind the scenes with Martell. Not really sure exactly what it is. Also, I'm kind of wondering, I'm curious, what drove him to therapy? Was it forced, or did this something he made up in his mind? Time will definitely tell. Time will tell, because either we'll see him in a better light or we'll see him in another blow up. one way or the other. Y'all comment down below and let me know, how do y'all feel about the tweets? How do you feel about Martell and the therapy? Do you feel that he may be really trying to do better, or is this forced? Or is this just one of his tactics to try to win mail back, which we all know that that's not going to happen? Also, tell me and speak to me in reference to Miss Marlene, and how do you feel about the fact that she feels he don't need it because he's perfect? That's her boy, and also leave a comment in reference to, how do you feel about Stormy, and how pretty much she's saying she don't care nothing about what y'all saying, because that's what's up, and how her level of professionalism. Now, again, that's her business. She do what she want to do. She in that tax bracket. So if it worked for her, it is what it is. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's not a good look. But y'all leave y'all comments down below. If you have not already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. I promise you, it's nothing weird over here. We're just one happy speaker fam that, voice our opinions. Everyone have that right, as long as it's respectful, no judgment zone. And y'all hit that notification bell, because I promise you, I can drop a video at any given time, and I always want you to be notified when I do so. So again, y'all be blessed. Have a magnificent Monday, and y'all be blessed until the next time. I love each and every one of you, and good night, y'all.